Are you coming to Iceland in the summer and you're wondering what to wear? Then you're in the right place. In this video, I'll tell you what weather to expect and what you should wear for the summer. No fluff or anything like that, just straight to the point. So let's get to it. Let's start things off with what the summer in Iceland actually looks like month by month. Because getting ready without looking at the forecast, rookie mistake. So one thing before we continue, we don't factor in the wind chill in the temperatures you're about to see. And wind is always present here in Iceland. So make sure to check the weather forecast every day and factor in the wind. It'll definitely knock a degree or two off the temperature. I recommend veður.is for that. Now, May is a wildcard month for sure. You never know what's gonna happen. In 2024, we got an extended winter. But in 2025, we broke heat records. So, the weather can be all over the place, which is why it's so important to be prepared for anything. Now, June is when things get a little bit more predictable, but just a little bit. The beginning of the month can usually be a bit cold, but once we get to the end of it, it's actually usually, sometimes, very mild and cozy. Definitely more mild rather than warm. Now, July is the warmest month of the year, so that's something at least. It is pretty predictable, but as always, I would never recommend relying on good weather here in Iceland. Now, August is a very sad month, because it's the month when you start to realize that the days are getting shorter. It also gets a bit colder, which I personally like. Now, September is sometimes a summer month, sometimes a winter month, depending on how lucky we are. It is similar to May in the sense that it is a complete wildcard month. Maybe it's an early winter, or maybe it's an extended summer. You never know. But it usually starts to get a bit chilly, and some people dust off their winter parkas. Well, I personally usually wait until October for that. Now, before I tell you what you should wear, I want to let you know that you can rent all the outdoor gear that you need at icelandcover.com. So leave the heavy bags at home, save money and space in the luggage, and rent what you need to enjoy Iceland. Use the code SUMMER for 10% off at icelandcover.com. But alright, now that we know a little bit more about the weather, let's talk about what to wear. For a base layer, I recommend thermal underwear and merino wool. Synthetic is just fine, I just like merino wool. A t-shirt, a thin sweater, and leggings will work as well. For a mid-layer, it could be a fleece, a wool sweater, or a light insulated jacket. A breathable sweater can also be fine, but from a sports brand preferably, because they tend to focus on breathability. And that's one of the most important things with the mid-layer, is that it is breathable. They should not be very thick, because we want to try and prevent sweating as much as we possibly can. Now, for the upper body, when it comes to the outer layers, we have a few options. But from the lower body, for the pants, you should have outdoor pants, something to protect from the rain and the wind. You don't want them to be completely waterproof, because then you'll just start sweating. Now for the upper body, we're looking at something like a shell, or a raincoat, or a summer parka. And good hiking boots, of course. You want them to be Gore-Tex, but I like mine to be made out of leather as well, because they can handle a lot of water. I see a lot of people wearing trail shoes, and honestly, that's totally fine. There's some really great trail shoes out there, so if you want to wear trail shoes instead of hiking boots, that's totally fine. For the upper body, if you're prone to cold, then you might want to check out the summer parka. Highly water resistant, windproof, and very warm. You're probably not even going to need a mid-layer, but it's good to have the option. The shell is the most versatile, it is the most breathable, it is highly water resistant and windproof, but it is not warm at all, which is why you'll need more layers underneath. But it does offer flexibility. So if you're going on long hikes or Laugavegur or something like that, then a shell is probably the best choice for that. And then you have, of course, the raincoat. Completely waterproof. There's no limit to this bad boy, of course. Windproof, but not very warm and not very breathable. So ideal for those that are doing just the ring road, just stepping out to go look in some waterfalls and wanna not get wet. Personally, I like to wear merino wool base layers and then really good outer layers so I don't have to wear mid layers at all. Now, if the weather's really bad, of course, I might throw on a mid-layer, but in general, that's how I like to dress. Because if you wear good, quality outdoor gear, you don't need a lot of layers. But you might be thinking, okay, what else should I pack? And here are some basic items to pack. Pretty basic stuff if you're going to be traveling to another country. No, you don't need an umbrella. Usually there's too much wind for that and it'll be pointless most of the time. So after all of this, you might be thinking, okay, well what's the actual weather gonna be like? So here are some examples. Now this is a pretty nice day, I'd say. No rain, just a bit breezy and normal temperature. I'd wear my thermals, my mid layer, and I'd leave the outer layer if it were to start to rain all of a sudden, or if I'm going to see waterfalls. And you should always be wearing trail boots or hiking boots if you're going to be doing daily excursions or hikes. But overall, this is a very nice day. So this right here isn't all that common. And this is the type of day you want to have all the layers ready to go. In the morning, I would wear my thermals and a mid layer, and then I'd probably take off my mid layer and put on my outer layer in the middle of the day, and then just seeing how it feels in the afternoon. Now this right here is the type of day you'd want to wear all your layers. Because of the wind and the rain, it's gonna feel a lot colder than 10 degrees Celsius. So you want to be ready for that. Base layers, mid layers, outer layers, everything you got for sure. And that's it. I hope you have a better understanding of what you should wear for the summer in Iceland. Summer might be a bit chillier than what you assume, but it's not gonna be proper cold. And remember, you can rent everything you need at icelandcover.com. Use the code SUMMER for 10% off. But that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.